Alrighty, good evening. Welcome everybody. It's been a long day. A lot has been going on today, and hopefully I can finish it out. So what's left on the agenda? Well, not much. I've caught nearly everything I need to catch in Fire Red. The only thing left is I need to RNG a shiny Shelder. I've RNG'd one so far. I need to RNG one more to complete the line. So yeah, this is the only mon I need to catch in Fire Red. And then after that, we'll see it. It may take me a long time to get this. RNG fishing is a little bit harder than normal encounters, as I found out. But yeah, I think that it's definitely doable. And without further ado, let's jump right in, shall we? If you were with us for the last broadcast, you would know that I caught a random shiny horsey when I was looking for one of my shiny Shelder, and it wasn't quite full odds. The way that these shiny spreads work sometimes is sometimes they're kind of clustered together in groups. And so I think what happened is I hit a frame in one of those clusters, and it happened to be a different Pokemon than the Shelder. It was in a different encounter slot. And so I got a different Pokemon out of it, which I needed Horsey, you know. I was going to get it eventually, and so it's not a bad thing that I got it then. And yeah, but what I really need is another Shelder. And so first things first, we do need to locate a new Shelder spread. And so first we're going to take our trusty list of initial seeds. And we're just going to plug this into our Pokefinder application. And we're just going to look for a Shelder that is relatively close by, while also not being too close, because we do need to land the Shelder with the fishing rod first, so that takes some time as well. So we're kind of looking for just the right sweet spot. And that could take some time. Hard to say exactly what will be perfect. $3,000's pretty good. A little bit too long for my taste, though. Really, like around 2,000 is pretty ideal. And we'll just keep going and going until we have something that's decent enough. $1,400 is probably perfect, actually, because it's not too long, but it gives me just enough time to cast one rod. So with that being said, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this information I have in Pokefinder and plug it into the 10 Lines website. And this is going to show me my timing for my seed and for my advances after the seed. So this is a Impish 6310. $29, $19, $27. There's our Shelder. We're looking for stereo, LNR, A held none. That's you. Plug it into our timer up here. 1485. And now we just need to go into this tab. And I do need to confirm my settings are correct here. LNR, perfect. All right, without further ado, let's get on with it. Hopefully the final wild RNG of Fire Red. I mean, I thought the last one was going to be the final one, but I guess you never know with these things. Dang it. Can I even land something before the timer runs out? Nope. So for those who aren't aware, when you're doing a fishing RNG, of course, there's not only the frame that you encounter the Pokemon, but also whether you actually land a Pokemon on your fishing pole. And that's a random outcome as well. The more times that you throw out your fishing pole and you don't find a Pokemon, that advances a certain amount of PRNG frames, and that will definitely throw off whatever target you're aiming for. And so ideally what happens is that when you're doing this, you hit the right seed, you open the game, you cast Rod, and you land a Pokemon first try. That's the best way to stay consistent. Otherwise, you are basically just kind of shooting in the dark. You have to be a little bit earlier than normal, and you don't know by how much, because your timer is kind of set for what's normal. So that again, I didn't land it again. Okay, so that's one delay. So that's pushes my target about 5 frames later than normal. So I have to try this a little bit early. Just slightly early. It's hard to time. Oh my god! What? Okay, well, usually you're kind of shooting in the dark, so you're probably not going to land on your target when that happens, especially the very first attempt. But to be fair, I did calibrate in the previous run, so my timer was, you know, I wasn't anyway. Wow, that's you saw it here first, I guess. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Yes, I learned my lesson last time. Blastoise has no chill with the bite. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. No, I expected that to take up a little bit more time, but I'm not complaining. That's incredible. Okay, didn't even add to the thingy, did I? That's 158 total, and we can now add you to the list. Yes, pun intended, always. All right. Let me get situated here. Yeah, 1 game down, 4 to go. Or let me think. Technically only, yeah, at least 4. You are correct. And it was holding a pearl. Don't know how rare that is, but that's kind of fun. So I do just want to take a second and point out that this whole fire red situation has been mainly focused on catching just the regular forms, not the shinies. But even with that, we still have almost a full box of shinies from this playthrough. So you can only imagine how many shinies are coming up. It's going to be a lot for the Leaf Green run. So, you know, with all that done now, I think that there's really only a couple things I can do. I can either start farming evolution stones, get some of these evolutions out of the way. That might be nice. And I do need to breed quite a few Pokemon to fill in some gaps. And while that's definitely kind of like more low-key, now this is where the real fun begins, yeah. Why not? You know, why not have a chiller stream to end the day? It's been an action-packed day, so I deserve a little break. Alright, so, let me just make sure I have everything collected here. I will need to breed all of you. Every single one of you. Tanya, go down there. And I guess, let me figure out who else I need to breed. Let's go back to this. Oh, obviously I need to breed the starters. So the ones in my party, I'll be collecting a bunch of those as well. It's mainly the rare encounters that I definitely need to breed, as well as the special ones, the ones that I can't catch normally in the wild. Yeah, version exclusives. Alright, so Farfetch'd is 1. And I'm just breeding the normal ones, by the way, not shiny versions in Fire Red and Leaf Green, because the Egg RNG in Fire Red and Leaf Green is painful. Unnecessarily so, when I can do it in Hoenn and transfer the eggs over. So that's my plan. Yeah, there might be, I don't remember. When I think about false trade evolutions, I think about the Gengar in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, or the Haunter that's traded with the Everstone. Alright, so the Hitmonchan, need to breed you as well. Where is Hitmonchan? Oh, I have the shiny one, that's why. No wonder. I need to breed you. And by extension, I'll need to breed you. And you. And definitely you. Anyone else in here? Probably not. Yeah, you all are good. Alright, I have the trade evolutions, or not the trade evolutions, I have the in-game trades. Hitmonchan. Rhyhorn, that's in there. I need a bunch of Rhyhorn. Chansey. Kangaskhan. Scyther. Jinx. Tauros. All the evolutions, Porygon, the one fossil I have. And that is it. Okay. So I need to breed all of these Pokemon here at least once. With a couple from Scyther for the male and female versions. 2 Kabuto for the evolution line. And 5 Eevee, making sure one of the Eevee is female, which is the rarer one. So that'll be harder to get. and then my starters as well. They are also included in that. So we have quite a lot of eggs to go through. And of course, how can we get through all of this without our trusty Ditto? So let's go ahead. I think the daycare is on 7 Island, is it not? And we're just going to have a nice chill stream making eggs. Everyone's favorite pastime, right? And I flew to the wrong place. It's 1 up. There we go. Now, I do think Flame Body works in Fire Red and Leaf Green, right? I wonder if we have any fire types that would work for. There's not many fire types in the Fire Red decks, now that I think about it. It's kind of ironic. Let's get to 7 Island. Rapidash is a fire type. Oh. I did not mean to run into you there. Arcanine doesn't have Flame Body or anything. Oh, actually, what I should probably do is catch a wild Slugma, because those are... Yeah, Magmar is the only one that can in the Kanto decks. But there's wild Slugma up in 1 Island on Mount Ember. So I should go ahead and grab one of those. Also, Venusaur is getting wrecked by Natu. Just goes to show you how reliable Venusaur is. I really give Venusaur a hard time, but he deserves it. Let's be honest. One of the least reliable Pokemon I have ever used. That move has 95% accuracy, by the way. Oh, thank goodness. My only attacking move. Another miss. And now it's disabled, so... Yeah. What did I tell you? We're playing the hard game now, except... No, because you're dead. You chose the wrong man, Bigness. You chose the wrong guy. Well, with that being the case, I don't need to do any more RNGs. We're just hanging out. Entei's a different story. Okay, as I was saying, I think the daycare is actually on 6 Island? I don't know the Sevies that well. Is this right? Where is the daycare? Am I out of my mind? It's not this building, no. Alright, is it on 5 Island? I don't know what I am doing. I might as well talk to you while I'm here. I thought the daycare was on one of the later islands, but I guess it's... Is this... I mean, unless it's this one. No. Am I skipping? I'm not considering it really skipping. The way that I've kind of thought about it is... So there's a hard cutoff between the original red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, between Generation 2 and Generation 3. And the virtual consoles... Okay, this... I think this island is the daycare, right? Yes, this is it. Okay. I found it. Anyway, yeah, so there's a hard cutoff there, and because of that, I'm basically treating Generation 3 as the early games, the earliest games you can play in. The virtual consoles do exist, but those are kind of a niche case because they don't have access to all the other early games. They're like an extension of Gen 6, or an extension of Gen 7. I cannot speak. An extension of Gen 7. That's what I was going to say. And because of that, it is basically, you know, up to you whether you consider those actual Gen 1 or actual Gen 2. I'm not considering them the earliest games that you can play in. Because of that, I'm treating Fire Red and Leaf Green as the first iteration of Kanto that is accessible, and going up from there. So that was a very long-winded way of saying that Virtual Console doesn't count. And now I am on the quest to catch a Slugma, which is not a part of this gauntlet, but it is going to be a useful utility. Because magma armor and flame body, major key when you're hatching eggs. Uh-oh. All right, Venusaur. Time to redeem yourself. Yeah, in Gen 2, you know, obviously you have the odd egg, which helps a lot. But even just like basically passing on shiny DVs in the daycare, it's really nice. Especially since you can't really reliably RNG manip in the original Gold, Silver, Crystal. Oh, they don't exist in Fire Red and Leaf Green? Damn. Well. I mean, I trust you, but I'm just gonna check real quick. Flame boy, flame body. Oh, you're right. That is, that's valuable information. So never mind, we're not doing that. We will be hatching eggs the old-fashioned way. Whoops. Oh, I'm sure getting all the forms in the original games is probably much more tedious. Oh, you hunted for a Dunsparce in Gold, Silver, Crystal? That's kind of cool. And that does make sense why there's no synchronize option. It all makes sense to me now. Well, damn. Alright. Alright, let's start with old Venusaur here. I sure will come back later. Man, this island is so cramped. No wonder nobody likes to breed here. Am I leaving his line of sight far enough? I don't know if that's far enough or not. Whoops. Yeah, there's a lot of considerations with how transfers from older gens are treated. The main thing that I have kind of focused on, and what I know is preserved, is they definitely keep the region that the Pokemon is from in the Pokemon's game data when transferred. So a lot of stuff gets erased, like the actual date obtained. I mean, there's no real way to track the date in the older games, and as well as the specific game, but it does keep the region. And that's why I think I've kind of focused more on it coming from the earliest game possible and the earliest game possible with the home region. Are they really taking this long to make an egg? I mean, Venusaur really coming in clutch once again. Like, seriously, no egg? Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, from the virtual consoles. Well, that's nice in a way, because you can control what region it thinks it's from. I would probably, if I was doing a virtual console run, which I probably will do something like that eventually, I would probably breed all the Pokemon, all the Kanto Pokemon in Johto, and breed them as shinies too, transfer them back to Kanto, and then transfer them from Kanto in Transporter. This is ridiculous. How long does it take to make an egg? Do I have to, like, leave and come back or something? Yeesh. So yeah, basically everything would be originating from gold, silver, crystal, transferred back to red, blue, and yellow, transferred from there to get the right region. Not on this file. I mean, I could trade from leaf green over the female Bulbasaur that I have. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There's actually been several iterations of unofficial transfer tools from Gen 2 to 3. I think they're very interesting and very cool, but I am not super down with them for something like this, simply because there is a lot of information you kind of have to make up out of thin air, because Pokemon before Gen 3 didn't have PIDs. There's a lot of information they didn't have, and so you kind of have to find a way to fabricate that. And so it's just too inconsistent for my taste. Oh my goodness, finally. Venusaur. Buddy. Really phoning it in. It is annoying. I wonder, does this guy step forward when there's an egg ready, like in Hoenn? He might not. I do have to just kind of like periodically check in with him. It would be really nice if I could listen to this island's music instead of the bike, because I really like the music they play here. That's what I was thinking, Shargo, is that if I leave the area and come back, maybe he'll be stepping forward, but then that's just like a whole thing in and of itself. I don't know if it's really even worth it to come in and out like that. Sure, yeah, no, it's definitely a similar process that the official transporter uses. I don't know. It's just not for me, dog. He does step forward. Okay, well, I must have caught him unawares just a moment ago. Because sometimes, like, I don't know if this is far enough, like over in this corner, to get him off screen where he's stepping forward. I guess we could test it here in a second. A little lap. Just being off screen. Even a little bit, huh? Well, let's see then. This is probably going to be the best way then to go back and forth down here and then pop up periodically. Go back and forth, do a lap. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way to do it. I swear, eggs are generated so much faster in Hoenn. Also, he did not step forward, but that could also have been a coincidence. No, Kanto's a blur to me too. I'm with you. I'll put you at the bottom, how about that? Special place of honor. And Charizard will be the keeper. Alright, so I need 2 from you. Actually, no, we'll keep Blastoise in there because you need to be in there as well. And hopefully one of the Bulbasaur eggs will hatch in the meantime. He doesn't seem to want to step forward, if he can. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wow. Charizard putting in some work. Why did that not take it, like, any time at all? Jeez. Oh, good. I didn't want to take you back. Yeah, Kanto can mean a lot of different things. That is very true. All of its iterations in the originals and in the remakes. Technically, Kanto is prevalent in the first 4 generations. Then it's pretty spotty after that. Oh. Well, I'm kind of in a difficult position then. Are any of my eggs close to hatching? Surely not. Yeah, they're all not very close to hatching. Okay, then I need to add a Pokemon to my party, put Blastoise in, and go from there. In general, yes, Kanto is definitely overused. Yeah, in terms of Game Freak making a bunch of remakes, calling back to Kanto, heavily overused. Only those 4 are the valid encounters. Yeah, there's just something particularly satisfying, I think, with completing Pokédexes. I mean, naturally, the guy who enjoys that is doing this right here, but I also think that just in general, it's kind of fun to do it in like your local game Pokédex. Like the home rewards for completing the dexes in like Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. I think it's kind of fun. It can be tedious at times, but it's very satisfying to complete each game like that. So you used only the Mew glitch, Shargo, so you just encountered each one using the trainer fly glitch or something? Of course, you naturally sourced your Geodudes. No artificial Geodudes in my runs. That's for sure. Taking a strong stance there. It is annoying that I will have to evolve Smoochum, but so be it. Mr. Mime. Hello there. Alright, I'm gonna need 4 eggs out of you. So that's probably good. Wait, what am I doing? I need to at least have some eggs being hatched while I do this, right? Going back and forth. This is a whole mess. Fire Red is not set up well to hatch a bunch of eggs, that's for sure. Oh, of course, underleveled legendaries are the best. You gotta go for those when you can. Wait, what? Oh, Jinx is in there, that's why. Silly me. Okay, once again I'm all scrambled up here. Yeah, really, in the earlier games, it was all about just getting the stars on your trainer card, and even that was a pretty niche thing. Most people I knew didn't really care at all how many stars you got, unless you were someone who wanted to get the black card. So what you're basically doing is you're doing a full Pokédex in every game, which would include the extras that usually are outside of the regional Pokédex. Yeah, I gotcha. That's probably going to be a lot more Pokemon than my total. I think I'm sitting at about 2,200 something total Pokemon with my framework. So the way you're going about it, it's probably going to be at least double that, probably more, when all is said and done. Sounds very fun, though. See, everybody's putting out eggs way faster than Venusaur. What's up with that? And they called me insane. No, no shade. Definitely not. Right, yeah, is Coliseum and XD included in your challenge? That's the next big question. Wait, I just put Mime in there. I need a Mime egg. Give me a Mr. Mime egg, please. I don't want to think about what that entails. That's true, yeah. There's always someone a little bit more, let's say, motivated. Okay, that's good. Yeah, okay, so you're going generation by generation too. That's good to remember. Because for a second I was thinking about game to game. I certainly have no desire to go back to Coliseum. I feel like I've been there, done that at this point. XD's a little bit better, but even still, I don't know. I don't know what's left for me on the GameCube. Oh my god, every available language too? That's like 5 different entries per Pokemon, right? In Gen 4? Every single non-legendary mythic is available in one way or another. I think that's true, yeah. One, two, three, four, five. It's 6 entries, okay. Yeah, 6 per Pokemon. And then, of course, they're also probably going to need a shiny entry for most of those, right? Insanity. Okay, I want at least 4 entries so I can get all the Rhyhorn eggs without much difficulty. So all these eggs are going to be mixed up now. I tried to keep them sorted, but it doesn't really matter anyway. Alright, 4 Rhyhorn eggs, and I'm just going to hope that I get the right gender ratio. If not, I'll have to come back and make more. But it is a 50% chance that I'll get 2 males, 2 females. Well, yes, I understand that the Pokédex doesn't register shinies, but to complete the game, are they having to get a shiny of each Pokemon? Is that part of it? Oh, that's true. The Reggie Trio is the one exception. And they even have an event for that. That you can simulate pretty easily. Yeah, Gen 4 is a very comprehensive Pokemon generation in general. Lots to catch, lots of ways to do it. Definitely one of my tops. Nick, you were asking about RNG Manips and Gales. Yes, you can do that. The gift Pokemon can be shiny and stuff, but the shadows are shiny locked. So I didn't really see the need to do a comprehensive playthrough of it, since there's very limited targets. But yeah, you can RNG the shiny gifts and the Pokemon that appear in the spots, you know, where you leave food. I can't remember what they're called. Does your German Pokemon fanatic, does he use or she use RNG manipulation at all? Or is it all full odds? Yeah, Renee, I actually, I've done a few things with Shinies in Coliseum. I have a video on it if you're curious, but it is 100% possible to RNG manip in Colo. You can get every Shadow Pokemon Shiny. Some are easier than others. But you can definitely, you know, as Shargo said, well, actually no, Shargo's talking about something else, but it wouldn't be the hardest thing to hunt without RNG manip. You would just need to make sure that you check the Pokemon after first encountering it each time so that you don't lock in whatever it is. It's very complicated, but... Right, yeah. That must have been devastating to know that you could get a shiny, 2 shiny entries technically in the Emerald Pokédex. Yeah. I don't know what you're all talking about. I think I've heard of Coliseum. I'm not really, I don't know what that game is. Alright, let's just hope that I have the right gender ratio in these eggs. There's no way to know. Also, maybe I should be putting these somewhere where they actually fit. That would make sense, right? Okay, I need a Chansey. Here, let's go ahead and take you out. Oh, they made another egg. Well, oh, he does stand out of the cage, or the fence. Very interesting. So I guess either I have been coincidentally coming up on him right when he generates an egg, or I will... I don't think he comes out unless you leave the area some way. No, not Ditto. Jeez. Woman. Yes, yes. There we go. Oh, yeah. Keep trying to take all my Pokemon out of my party for some reason. There's a lot of reasons why this is a truly awful spot to put a daycare, yes. Can't tell if he steps out unless you leave the area. I hatched an egg. Wow, look at that. Who is this? It's Bulba. We have... Oh, that's for something else. You all weren't supposed to see that. Let's see. First Bulba. Done. Oh, by the way, is this a male or female Bulba? Okay, good, it's male. I mean, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. What do you mean you have to breed them to remove them from the encounter pool? Yeah, sneak peek, for those who are paying attention. So is breeding kind of a way to get around that, or is it just another limitation? I don't know if I'm getting it. Goodness gracious. Do I have space? Nope. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Bulba. You go here. And leave you in there for a second. Keep doing that. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of a cool way to approach it. I don't think I've ever... I mean, I'm not a huge Nuzlocke person, but I don't think I've ever heard of that being used as a strategy. Yeah, I never thought about that, kind of like running out of options. But I guess certain games have limited dexes like that. Wow, that was fast. I need 2 of these. I guess I don't have any room. I'll wait till he generates another egg and then I'll run one back in. I could hatch one before that happens. Be nice. Alright, now this second Scyther egg is really taking its sweet time. Alright, there we go. Yeah, no, it's an interesting strategy. Oh, silly me. It would be nice to control your encounters a little bit more, right? Whoop. No, I don't want to do that. That sounds like a fun team. Illumise and Bastiodon? Or Shieldon, I mean. That seems like the most fun part of a Nuzlocke type challenge is that you kind of have to just work with what you're given. Oh, wow. Fast egg. That's where the appeal lies for me, probably. How was Illumise against Whitney? I'm sure that rollout milk tank gave you some trouble. Well, the initial rollout, I'm sure, doesn't one-shot because it's so low in base power. But if it starts stacking up consecutive hits, then you're probably in trouble. Then, of course, I'm sure that's where Shieldon comes in. Blocks that really nicely. I was supposed to drop off an egg as well. By the time I get all these eggs, I will have everything a little bit more streamlined. And by then it will be too late. Come back to me, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. So I'm going to need 2 eggs from Hitmonchan because Hitmonchan gives birth to Tyrogue. And Tyrogue can be my Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee regular forms because the shiny ones I'm taking from the dojo. Oh, one of the Rhyhorn eggs. You are a male Rhyhorn. Cool. Go ahead and stick you in here real quick. I don't really know where to put... I mean... Where is Rhydon in the Pokédex? Or Rhyhorn Rhydon line? Pretty far down there. It is after the Wheezing line. Okay. And Wheezing is here. So you go there. And that's another added on. Also, I don't know why I said, wait a minute. Oh, interesting. My spreadsheet is wrong. There should be 2 Rhyhorn there, not just 1. I don't have the entry for the male/female difference in Rhyhorn, just Rhydon. I'll have to fix that later. But I kind of knew that already, so I made enough eggs. Alright, whatever. Just leave that as it is. Alright, I need to make 1 more egg. Wait, did I already get a Tyrogue egg? I don't know, I'll just make another one. If I did. And we got another one here. Another Rhyhorn. Oh, and good timing. Alright, so got 2 males. Hopefully we have 2 females. And those other 2 eggs. Sounds like a long story. Long story and a very convoluted strategy. Nothing beats coming to the end of the day and unwinding with a little shiny hunt, right? Nothing more relaxing. Except when you find the shiny. And you get a nice hit of dopamine. We're hatching these eggs. It helps. Alright, are you female? No, you are not female. Shame, I'll have to breed another one. Or, I don't know if I bred an extra or not. There was one that I bred an extra for. But you, Rhyhorn, are useless to me. Get out of my face. And look at that. Oh, there's already another egg? Oh no, he's just not reset. Well, that proves that if you leave this, if you go all the way over here, that's not far enough to despawn him so that he'll change his position. Hello, Bulba. Yeah, maybe I should pick up another egg. Trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but it really just means I'm spending a lot of time at the PC. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. What do you mean, Shargo? You can't stare at paintings all day long? All the time? It's never-ending enjoyment, right? Alright, I think that's my second Kabuto egg. Could be anyway. You can and you will. Well, good. You are a patient individual. Alright, this is the last Pokemon I have to breed, but I need 5 of them, and hopefully one of them is female. And I will probably have to get another Rhyhorn too. Unless I bred an extra and it somehow, the extra is female. Then I am in good shape. Dang, if you're ever in a position where you have to use Metal Sound, you really are in trouble. Okay, y'all. I think it's about time I end it for the day. What a day it's been. I finished all the encounters for Fire Red, including a bunch of shiny RNG Manips, one that was unplanned too, which is kind of interesting. Thank you to everyone that stopped by, especially those of you who have been with me all day long. Really appreciate you, and I will probably be back tomorrow night? Tomorrow night, maybe, at some time? I'll post it exactly when, but yeah, probably sometime tomorrow evening, and that'll be it until Tuesday, and my usual time on Tuesday. So, anyway, thanks again. Be well, everyone, and catch you later.